Hey guys, quick turbo review of the Armattan Chameleon frame. And I'll walk through the parts list that I have on this quad. I'll show you in a second why the top is not on it and the camera mount is not on it, the camera housing that goes up here. So the parts I'm running on this, I have the Armattan Chameleon frame. I have the orange version. I'm running Emax 2306, 2400 kV motors, DYS, XSD, 20 amp ESCs, Betaflight F3 flight controller that I'm using. I have soft mounts on them. I'm running the X4R SB, the pinless one, so I could just solder to it and be low profile in there. And then I'm running the TBS Unify Pro HV video transmitter. And I just have this Amway on here. I did have a TBS, the Black Sheep Triumph antenna on here, but snapped it off, so I'm just using this temporarily. And then I also have the Runcam Swift 2. So a couple of things about the frame before I move on. So one thing that people, that I didn't find anybody else talking about, that I don't know if there's a fix or an easy workaround or what, but this camera housing is very specific to a certain housing of camera, and it needs to be like the HS1177 style housings where it's just flat, and then it has just the one little round screw hole on the side of the camera that pokes out, because what these rubber grommets that fit inside here on this camera housing, I don't know if you can see them in there, but those are very specific to this. So I had a Foxeer Monster V1 that I tried to put in here with the correct housing, but it sat, the screw hole set too far forward, so I couldn't get it in there without cutting into this rubber and modding the rubber. Sure, you can do that. I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to screw something up and then have to wait 2 weeks to get new stuff in the mail from Armattan. And then I tried a Foxeer Monster V2 that I have, because I have Dominator HD or Dominator V3s that I wanted to get this 16:9. I like flying with the 16:9 aspect ratio. But that wouldn't fit in here either, because that does not come with a housing that has just the single hole. The Runcam Swift 2 has two housings it comes with that you can swap in and out. It has the 3-hole housing, and then it has the 1-hole housing. The 3-hole housing will not fit in here. It goes in here, but you have to really crank down on it, and it puts a lot of pressure on the camera, and it's just not designed to fit in there. With that said, the camera does hold in very well. I thought these thumb screws would be coming loose. But they don't. If you tighten them down good enough, they hold in really well. The camera doesn't move very much. I mean, you can move the camera just a tiny bit like that if you really try. But the camera stays in there very well, so you can easily adjust your camera angle real quick. And anyways, so yeah, that's really, out of this whole setup, the only thing that I found that was kind of annoying. I will say the camera, the antenna mount back here that comes through the back part of this frame here, where I mount the VTX antenna, I had to trim off on this Unify Pro. I had to get a pair of dikes and clip off the extended edges to get this to fit down in here, right here. And then on this outside part, I put a little washer on over the top of my antenna to get it to tighten down really tight. If not, it was kind of loose. They give you these, with the frame, they give you these rubber grommets, but those don't really work that good. They kind of push out of the side if you want to get it nice and tight, and then it gets loose again after a couple of flights. The other thing is, since I'm not using the PDB that they provide with the side mount battery, your XT60 connector here, I didn't really know the best place to mount this. I'm trying it through the back right now, just a really short one, and it seems to be working pretty well. Some of my batteries have a longer connector and some of them have shorter. The shorter connectors work really well. The longer ones, I notice I have a lot of, to get the battery fully in there and to get the battery strap over nice, I have a lot of slack, and enough to where I'm worried it could get down into a prop. So I might try somehow to move it up to the side here where it has a little more room at some point. But other than that, that's the frame. Now let me move over here and show some crashes and the result of those crashes. So I'll show the video of some of these crashes here in a second. But so this is the top Lipo plate that goes here. And I'm not sure what I did, but I had a crash and I noticed that this had cracked down. I mean, you can see it bends right there. And it came delaminated and was kind of broke back. So I will say that Armattan is extremely responsive in their warranty claims. So if you just follow their warranty claims process, they will get you a coupon code like as fast as they can get it to you. And then you just go check out, use the coupon code during the checkout process and get your new parts. You do have to pay for shipping, but shipping is only $5 flat rate. It took, I've already got these. I just haven't put the new one on yet because I'm kind of waiting on some other parts now. So I haven't put the new one on yet, but I got the parts within about a week and a half, and I live in the U.S. I live in Texas, and I think it comes from Taiwan, I think is where I saw it was shipped from. So it took about a week and a half to get the parts. So anyways, with that said, let me show you the second crash that I had, which is a little more severe, that kind of put me out of business for a while. But if you can see here on the camera protector, the aluminum, I snapped these both off. And I'll show the footage of this crash. I do have this one recorded from my RunCam Swift 3, or I mean my RunCam 3. So I'll show the footage of this crash. It was from pretty high up, and I was trying to do some multiple flips and stuff and kind of got disoriented and was too close to the ground when I tried to come out of it, and I assumed that this hit first and just popped whatever. Or the battery hit hard enough that the battery pushed down on this top plate, because the top plate hooks on like this here. So the battery could have hit the battery and just snapped it down like that. I'm not sure. But anyway, so yeah, that's kind of my mini review of this frame. The parts that I'm running on this. This thing is awesome, I will say. I'm still running the stock PIDs on this because I've only flown it about maybe 10 times. I've adjusted a couple of small things like turning the notch filters off and stuff. But it flies great on the stock PIDs for Betaflight 3.1.7, and it's pretty awesome. So yeah, I highly suggest you pick one of these up if you're looking to do a build. It's a little more expensive frame, but with the warranty, you know, I've already saved, I guess, close to probably 30 bucks on warranty items. Whereas, you know, if this was a, $50 frame, I would have already had to buy another frame, probably. So anyways, that's my review, and here's some video of this flying, and then one of the crashes that actually broke this. Anyways, thanks for watching.